Now, is it Bryant?
Yes.
Have you been on before? I don't think so.
No, no. This is my first time being on. I think. I think I've attended a meeting of the GPS. Like it might have been in Columbus, but that was several years ago.
Oh, okay. Well, we're new. We're going to wait for a few others to get on. And now, where do you live, Bryant?
I live near Stone Mountain. Actually, I'm closer to Clarkston, Georgia.
What, Georgia?
Clarkston.
Carson. Okay. Well, we're
Yeah,
glad to have.
it's just outside of Avondale Estates.
Okay, I
As
think
you're,
some of the other folks know where that is.
yeah.
And also on with us right now, we're not going to start yet. We're going to give a few more. We have about 9 people signed up, so we'll see what happens. Is our secretary, Alice Johnson. Say hello to Bryant, Alice.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Hello.
Hey, well, welcome. Everyone, welcome.
And how did you hear about us?
I think it was during that meeting that I attended in Columbus that I signed up on the email list, I think. And
Okay.
so I've been getting them for a while. I just hadn't gotten around to actually attending a meeting.
Have you got a book out yet?
I do. I have a collection of poems that were published in 2021
Oh,
called The Ghetto Birds. It's a
the
collection of
bird
science fiction poems.
science fiction.
Mhm.
I don't think we have anybody that's been reading science fiction. We keep our poems relatively short, so we have more room for more people.
Mhm.
And we just usually do a round robin. I've had people call and say they were coming in. And what we like to do is we want to educate ourselves.
Mhm.
Uh, and so we started something that at the beginning of our reading, one of the readers at the last meeting gave us our homework that we had discovered a new poetic form that we would try to write one poem in and we read. Well,
Hmm.
mine is somewhere in this computer and I don't know how to get it out. But the form we were doing was the ABC Darien.
Mhm.
And Alice, you know what I discovered?
What?
That we cannot call it an ABC Darien if it does not have a historical or religious connotation to it.
Oh,
And then it's just an ABC. So that's interesting. You got a new hairdo,
I do.
looking feisty tonight. Yeah, it's not quite 7. I hope the friends will be on in a minute. I
Yes.
Alice, do you know how I can get my Finder series back? I,
Okay.
I had my thing plugged in to save, and it usually has my name, and I hit on my name, and I can unplug it. Well, I didn't see my name, so I unplugged it, and of course it said that I did it wrong. And now
Mm.
all my record from my books and everything I'm working on, I do not see right now.
Well, I tell you what, you better leave it alone at this point. You don't want to destroy it.
I know.
You want to restore, but you do not want to.
You see what I'm having? It's a little margarita. I think I need that tonight. You didn't hear me say that. I hope he cuts it off and doesn't.
Well, I'm thinking lemon water.
Okay, Brian, I hope you got something
Georgia
good.
Red. It's a beer.
Hey, okay, you're doing good. Let me share this with you too. I don't know if you noticed, but do not read anything tonight that you have in a contest or that you plan to put in one, because it'll be considered as already being printed. Did you
Okay.
know that?
Mhm.
Okay, all righty. Well, it is 7 o'clock. Good evening, everybody. I'm Barbara Baronish-Shanian. I'm the president of the Georgia Poetry Society, and we are having our open mic tonight. This is September the 19th, 2024, and it is 7 o'clock p.m. And we have a handsome gentleman and a lovely lady with me tonight. And we have about 8 or more signed up unless they went out to dinner and got too relaxed. And if not, we'll just have the party with the 3 of us. Does that sound good to y'all?
Sounds good.
Okay. Bryant, I'd like for you to read first. This is Bryant O'Hara, and he hasn't been with us for a while, so we're glad to welcome you here tonight.
Glad to be here.
What would you like to read for us tonight?
Well, I was trying to, I guess I remember seeing that the theme today was alliteration. So, I have a couple of poems that have alliteration in them. So I'm going to see how much qualifies as alliteration.
Okay, we just need one, and then after you read your favorite one, you can read anything else. So you don't
Okay.
have to do alliteration all night. It's just like the first one.
Oh, okay, great. In
Okay.
that case, I will let me share my screen. Okay. So, Huckleberry's hatch. That Huckleberry, codename Flash, bought some bad biologics, got his hippocampus hatched. Mad mica machines from a Mozambican mash, sold by a shyster of spun dreams and nootropics to a Huckleberry, codename Flash. Barry barely babbled as he bumbled through the Banshee bash, frantically frolicking between the bombastic and the hypnagogic as his hippocampus thrashed. Then the now wild night in a nifty synaptic sash, swaddling with boom beauty of the baryonic that retooled the Huckleberry, codename Flash. Dendrites underwent wonderment with waltzing panache, and Huckleberry, hollowed in funky sonic when his hippocampus cashed. Moonwalking from madness, doing the Mozambican mash, Huckleberry honed his homunculus to holy harmonic. That Huckleberry, codename Flash, got his hippocampus flash. So that was my attempt at doing a
I love,
Villanelle, I think it was.
yeah, I love it. Hustleberry. What is Hustleberry?
Well, actually, it's a sort of a very esoteric play on words. I'm basically kind of taking a superhero from DC Comics, the Flash,
Okay.
and his alter ego, I guess, is his first name is Barry. So Hustleberry is essentially just a play on the fact that, okay, he's the Flash.
Well, I'm sure your audience loves this because this is cute as pie. And the reason I ask, my name is Barbara Barry.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So, and listen, thank you very much. I don't know how to do this, but we're trying to learn how to put our poems up like you did so we can see it. So I appreciate that.
Sure.
Now you're in for a treat. Next we have Alice. Alice, what are you going to read today?
Okay, I do have my ABC Darian. However, I am not prepared to put it up yet. I'm at P right now. I have it. I just didn't take the time to type it up. So I'll do that later on. I'm typing as we speak. So I will go right ahead and read a poem from my book, which is called A Dove in the Golden Light. And A Dove in the Golden Light is poetry with inspiration, love, prayers, and wisdom. Tonight, I'm going to read on page 2, Delight Yourself. Stop. Take a moment to turn on your light. Hold up. You are still in the dark. Let your light shine and give freely your heart. Your light can help someone in despair Your light can produce hope, faith, and wisdom to a man, woman, boy, and girl. Jesus is the light of the world. We are images of God. We must love each other as we love Christ. Let your light shine. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. My golden light nugget, delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Psalms 37:4.
Lovely,
Yeah.
Alan, as always. Ashley Barnes, tell us about yourself and welcome tonight. How did you hear about us?
I have been to several of the Georgia Poetry Society meetings, but they were long before COVID and when they were in person. And so I just started receiving your emails and thought I would join. I don't have a poem to share with you tonight.
That's okay.
But I just wanted to start joining more often. And I was going to ask, are these meetings, I'm actually in a hyperbaric chamber right now. So I'd like to be able to plan when I can formally attend and read my poetry and what have you. But are these meetings every like second Thursday, or what is the schedule?
Every third Thursday.
Third Thursday. Okay, wonderful.
We will not have one in December. I'll let people be with their family during that time.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I also see, hey, Kit, good to see you tonight. She's a regular lover. Joe, you're new with us tonight, aren't you? You're muted.
Yes, I've been a part of the Georgia Poetry Society for several years because I taught high school English, and I always had my kids writing for the poetry contest. But this is the first night I've been a part of a Zoom.
Well, we're glad to have you. We're laid back. Now, let me share something that I think is posted now. Kid, I think, you know, it's been posted that a lot of people did not know that if you read something tonight on our open mic, this goes to YouTube. So do not read anything you've entered into a contest or that you plan to enter into a contest. They will consider it already published and you will be disqualified.
Okay, I do have one I would like to read.
All right, since Ashley doesn't have one, what is the name of your poem, Joe?
It's called October Storms. It's already been published in my book that came out this year. And so I would like to share a little one.
Okay, hold up the title again and let me see it. What say? Read the title.
Come Before Winter is the book.
Okay.
Come Before Winter.
Faith. Oh, it's a beautiful cover. I love the snow on the books.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Nice. Come Before Winter.
Yeah.
You know, also, don't
Barbara,
you? Yes.
can I interject, Barbara? Okay, Joe, will you and Brian place the title of your book in the chat for us? So that
I certainly will.
Thank you.
Sure, I will do that in just a minute.
Thank you.
Come Before Winter. Okay, and this is October Storms. Okay, we're ready.
October Storms, to my husband a week before stem cell transplant. Today we listen to Clapton's melancholic rendition of Autumn Leaves and remote our way through news and weather channels to learn more about the fury of Hurricane Ian in the Gulf, keenly aware of the ensuing winter and the suffering our flesh is heir to. In a few short days, you too will weather the biggest storm of your life, and I will be helpless to do anything about it. We will batten down for 40 and more days and wait for the wind to die down and the squalls to subside, that we might send out the raven and dove to test the receding waters.
That's beautiful. Send up the raven and dove. That's beautiful. How did he do?
It's October will be 2 years, and we will get to meet his donor, which we don't know where he's from. We just know that there was one in the world for him at the time.
That's a beautiful story you shared with us. Beautiful. We're glad to have you.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, and now we have a friend of ours. She's an old friend of Open Mic. Kit, we had the homework. Do you remember we were going to do an ABC Darien?
Right.
Did you do one? Okay. Would you like to read your ABC Darien first? You're muted. You're muted.
Okay. I was typing a message because I had a couple poems that were on the YouTube video back from December of 2023, and I wanted to submit them to contests with the Arizona State Poetry Society. And so I reached out to their contest chair to see if they considered the YouTube reading of the poems to be, quote, published. They checked with the poet laureate in Arizona, who said no, they do not consider them published. So I think if you were going to enter a contest, you could check with the contest chair. But apparently, you know, if it's in print, a book,
Right. Okay.
if it's online publication.
Now, when you say online, clarify
So
that.
there are some publications, they don't have a print copy of it, you know, that
Oh,
you
it's
go to
like
a bookstore and buy, but theirs is available online, that you pay for it
an ebook.
online. So yeah, it's like an ebook.
Okay.
Those, they said, that's published. But even though it was on a YouTube video, they were not counting it as published. So I was able to submit my poems to them. So
Do you all see how valuable Kit is to me? She educates me. I love all that she brings that is extra to each poet that reads. You're going to love how she contributes more that we even ask her for. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
But again, you know, if in doubt, you could always check with the individual place, whether it's, you know, if it is like Southern Poetry Review, whatever kind of a poetry publication, writing publication, you could look at their website and see what they have as far as their guidelines. And then if it's not there and it's not clear, reach out to them, because that's what I did. And they were extremely gracious about it. I said, you know, I play by the rules and I don't want to break any rules. And so that was kind of how I started off, and they were cool. So
And
that
before,
does not guarantee that any of my submissions are going to win, but okay.
and before she reads, and I forget what she just brought up, she mentioned that she had entered an Arizona contest. For everyone that's on tonight, I invite you to sign up and join the Georgia Poetry Society. We're having a membership drive right now. And what's so wonderful about being a member of this is you can do exactly what Kit is doing. You automatically become a member of the National Federation Society of Poetry Society. And all these 38 states send out a letter telling you, I think it'll come out in January, with all the new contests that you can enter for the next year just by belonging to the Georgia Poetry Society. And they have paid winners. So that's a little extra bonus that you get with joining us. And now, Kit, without further ado.
All right. And let me just add, tagging on to what you just said, Barbara, with National, you can go you can look at the national ones and, or any state, you could just Google, say North Carolina Poetry Society. I live in North Carolina. They're not part of national, but they have contests. And a lot of these state poetry societies allow members and non-members to submit entries to their contest. Non-members pay maybe $1 extra.
Right.
It's not going
$5
to prevent
extra.
you.
Yeah,
So-
$5 something extra. It's very reasonable. It all is.
Yeah, and you're getting your work out there.
What are you going to
Okay.
read for us
I
tonight?
am going to read from the 2012 Reach of Song Poetry Anthology from Georgia Poetry, Trapped in the Tower. Your hair, white and cut short, like strands covering the skull of an old man, smells of neglect. I stroke it, amazed at its coarseness, and wonder where your long tresses disappeared. Trapped in the tower created by my father, you sneaked away each week, a princess on a leather throne, head leaning back, water rinsing away soap bubbles in a stainless sink. Comb tines untangled your red hair, and scissors snipped away brittle ends. Synthetic bristles brushed your hair into a French twist, a wicked twist of fate that your hair has thinned and lost its pigment. No longer stylish, but only hair of a woman who does not recognize a brush, who moans when touched. Trapped in the tower, no long locks to dangle. The end.
Doesn't recognize. That's sad. That's sad. I have that book. I'm gonna reread that tonight. That's lovely. Thank you. And Kit, you've been a member longer than I have. How long have you been a member?
Ugh.
Yeah, I've been reading your poetry going way back in anthologies.
Yeah, I have another one, another Reach of Song that's 1995, 96. So that
You're
kind
a
of
kid. Ah, that's
answers
wonderful.
that question. Yeah. And I belonged when I lived in Atlanta, and then we moved to California,
Right.
and I let it drop, and then I rejoined after I moved back east to North Carolina. So a long
Well,
time.
We're always glad to have you. I don't, has anyone else joined us? Am I seeing anyone else? I don't know where Bambi is yet. Okay. Mine is called Adrift. Once felt like the center of the universe. Now I'm not me without you. You made me whole. Now I feel hopeless, sad, lost, scared, no purpose, lost, no direction, drifting. Without you, just drifting. How can I survive with this huge gap in my heart? How? Scared, feeling like a rickety, abandoned boat, adrift, drifting, drifting, nowhere, carried with winds and currents, carried nowhere, alone, alone. Dear God, I'm alone on the sea of life. The end. And that's what we're trying to do now is say, the end. And everybody, come on. Let's have some open mic discussions. How do you like what you've heard already? Any comments you want to make? I cannot give the beautiful critiques that others with more experience in writing than myself can give, but we're open to hearing critiques from each other because we're going to be kind to each other and we learn from each other. So if anybody wants to say anything, Ashley, if you want to join in and say anything by listening, just feel free to raise your hand or give me a high five. And but this is interesting tonight. I think, Bryant, we're going back to you tonight. Okay, it's your
All
turn.
right. I'm gonna share my screen again. And just for everybody coming in new, like I said, the main things I write is speculative poetry, which basically means anything from science fiction, fantasy. And that's a lot of my poems incorporate some form of scientific principle in them. So this one I'm going to read is not so much, but the
And the
new
title?
one. This one's called Broxton. Hitchhiking to Broxton, well into the Anthropocene, was a recursive thing, over and over again, deriving myself from flock child howling in abandoned subway tunnels, the drone swarm hopping from solar farms, stealing power like locusts. I loved hanging with the locusts. I, in my multiplexitude, was about their size, and locust speak is quite poetic, symphonic, really. Broxton is 16 hops away, and my last derivation is Cudz. Normally slow, the hot summers make for quick movement to the old town center. Others have come from the other three corners of the scorched American South for the concert dedicated to the death of the town and the birth of its rewilding. Networked birds will sing death chant over the grumble of bumblebees, suckled by my flowers. Yeah.
Very interesting. What motivated you to write this?
A couple of years ago, my wife and I went down to Broxton, Georgia, which is a real city, for their annual Chicken Livers and Gizzards Festival. And it was fun, you know, and we like, you know, taking these little weekend trips. And one of the first things that we noticed was that the main street was abandoned.
With what?
Abandoned. The vast majority
Abandoned.
of the
Abandoned.
stores on the main street were shuttered or outright condemned. It turns out that this town is a dying town. It has a population of about 1,100. And as my wife and I went home, we kept talking about, you know, what could happen to this city in order to revive it. And we didn't really come up with any answers, but the topic of this dying town fascinated me so much that I've started another collection of poems that revolve around speculation on the possible fates of this small town in the year 2099.
Wow.
So
That's
this is one of the fates where this town essentially dies, and there is a rewilding program that essentially carves back infrastructure and just returns areas to wilderness. Detroit did something like this in large portions of its city limits.
And I like where you said the locusts speak. I think there was a lot speaking in that decline of that area. It said an awful lot to your heart, and it really touched you. That was quite enjoyable.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else have anything to say? Okay, Alice, I believe it's your turn.
I think Kit had a question.
Yes,
Check-
let me read something.
Check the
Catherine
chat.
said-
Be sure to check the chat.
Yes,
If
read
you
what you said.
look at the bottom of your Zoom screen, there'll be a little place that says chat. So if you don't have the chat open, but the chat will open to the right of your screen. So there are comments in there that people are making.
And I would be happy to record those comments. Just if you'd like for me to take a break right now to read the comments.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. Brian O'Hara, to everyone. The Ghetto Birds is the title of his book by Brian O'Hara. Frayed Edge Press was his publisher. And Ashley Barnes, to everyone, such a blessing to meet this donor.
Yes.
Okay. Joe Taylor, to everyone. This is Jill. My book title is Come Before Winter, published last April by Kelsey Books. It is also available at Amazon. And Ashley Barnes, to everyone, wanted to know, what is the deadline to sign up for the Georgia Poetry Society for 2025?
Let me
And
answer
Barbara,
that.
you may want
Let
to
me an-
answer that.
Yes, Ashley, like I said, we're having a membership drive, and this is how it goes. Kid, I don't know if you got all the information on this. If you bring in someone who is a member, who brings in 2 members before the end of the year, will have another 6 months added to their membership. So Ashley, if you join this week, whenever, then if you turn around, you're a new member. That means you can invite 2 people, and if they join, you get the same reward of 6 months added to your membership. Okay, so I hope you will join now. It's $35, and we'll share a lot of the things that you'll be getting. Okay, if you'll read from Kit's comment, it's beautiful.
You know what? I would love for Kit to verbalize hers because no one can do it like Kit.
That's right. Okay, Kit, we want to hear you, darling.
Okay. I really enjoyed your images. The locust speak is quite poetic. My last derivation is kudzu, the dreaded kudzu. Over the grumble of bumblebees. I thought that these had really nice sounds to it throughout your poem. And I like the internal rhyme of the grumble and bumblebees. And the sound of the bumblebees, the grumble wasn't something that I think readers would expect. Most of us would be, oh, buzzing bumblebees.
Mhm.
And so the grumble, that's, I like surprises like that. So very, very nicely done.
Do you
Nice.
see what I mean about her insight, y'all? Was so thorough. Okay.
Yes. And I think jump to the latest. I think that was, let me check. Go down just a little bit further. Okay, Jill Taylor. Okay. I so appreciate communities that share and help each other. Thank you. And that's exactly what we do here.
Mm.
Love the backstory, Bryant.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I still have more to write, but
And that's
it's
Jill
coming
Taylor.
along.
Very good. Very good. So far.
Bryant, I'd like to say also your poem reminded me of the most recent Jurassic Park movie. I don't know if you've seen it, but
I've seen them all.
yeah, so the giant grasshoppers. I don't know, for some reason your imagery reminded me of that.
Well,
And
I think that's,
go right ahead.
well, I think that's some of the part of the imagery I want to start incorporating is that as we go into this era of changes to our environment and changes that we continue to make, either making it worse or attempting to make it better, and sometimes screwing up and making it worse, or just plain strange. I want to try to introduce more things like that. That it's not all just pollution and smokestacks. There's very large locusts, and some of which are artificial.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, Brian, with your writing skills, your imagery is defined. It is quite defined, and that's generally what helps a reader understand or a listener understand the poetic dialogue. I appreciate that.
Thanks. It's something my wife gets on to me a lot about because she's my first reader, and the first thing she says is like, "I don't know what you just said." That's the cue to, all right, rewrite.
Well, do you ask her, does she feel it, even if she doesn't understand it?
Yeah, she does. She says the word she tends to use a lot is visceral.
Get closer to your mic. I want to hear you a little bit clearer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that better?
Okay. It may just be me, y'all. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, she says that The word that she often uses to describe a lot of the imagery I have is visceral.
And I have you heard the term panster? Panster.
I believe so.
It's
that-
someone who doesn't have any education in poetry writing that just rides from the seat of the breeches.
Mhm. Yep.
And that's why I depend on Kit so much to bring the depth of understanding that she hears that I hear and don't know how to express myself. She's so good about doing that.
Mhm.
And you can be as new to this as I am, and I hope my comments and anybody's comments is just from where they are, because we're all at different levels in this journey of being poets. And what I love so much about the open mic is that we're getting out of our houses without leaving, which I haven't done in 5 years. And we are strengthening each other's resolve to keep improving ourselves. And I really like what is happening tonight. I thank you all so much for coming. Okay, I believe, Ashley, you're listening. So I believe now it's Joe Taylor. Okay, and your book was Come Before Winter. What do you have for us now, Joe? Did y'all hear me?
I hear you.
Are you ready, Joe?
I didn't realize I could read another one, but I would love to.
Okay.
Um,
And again, the name of your book is Come Before Winter, right?
right. This
Okay.
one is one I've just recently written, and it's called You're Still the One. You're still the one who breaks out in song, though you only remember a phrase or two, and you're still the one who riffs the opening verse of the House of the Rising Sun on the guitar that's been a part of the basement decor for over 50 years. You still retain your beautiful square shoulders where your girl's head has fit perfectly for 5 decades, though the blade these days is sharper and more prominent. You still get your thrill from the antics of Carol Burnett and Tim Conway, and like them, you are not afraid to be silly, like when you made a video to thank doctors and nurses and prayer warriors for support during your month-long stay in the transplant unit. Saline bags hung to your ears as you Elvised, "Have yourself a merry little Christmas." You still love vanilla ice cream. You still allow your 40-year-old daughter to dance on your now hammer-toed and blue-veined neuropathied feet. You are still the one who hangs curtains for the girl who nearly abandoned you after that same task a half-century ago. And you're still the one who makes a detour to the bedroom on your way to work in early morning to pull the covers over her shoulders and kiss her goodbye, like that gesture could be the last time to tell her she's still the one.
Beautiful. Very sentimental, very. I noticed that you said basement decor and 5 decades, your head on your shoulder. That is your head on his shoulder. How many years have you been married now?
51.
I'm ahead of you. Very good. Beautiful.
51.
Any comment, anybody?
you.
Okay.
I kept thinking of the song title, "You're Still the One."
Exactly.
Can I explain? I was thinking the same thing.
Sure.
So it was playing in my head as you
Well,
were, as you were
I'm
reading.
sure that was in the back of my head when I started.
Mhm.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that also.
But I do really appreciate the very clear imagery of of resilience and dedication and that type of love that is born of what I sometimes call holding hands in the whirlwind,
Mhm. Yes.
which in my eyes is sometimes more more beautiful than, simple romantic love.
Yes, more enduring and more internally enriching,
Mhm.
I think.
Mhm.
I think. Brian, let me say something to you, buddy.
Sure.
I'm glad you're hanging here with all of us ladies.
You know what?
Well, you tell your
I'm looking for
wife,
poets. I don't care where they are.
you tell your wife, we're really glad to have you tonight, and you better come back or I'm going to really miss you, and so will they.
Well,
Kit
well,
wrote
thank
something very beautiful. Kit, would you like to read that?
Is everybody able to see the chat?
Yes. But if
Okay.
they read it, we can have it on YouTube.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And it's very nice for people on YouTube to know that we are so supportive of each other and so descriptive of our feelings responding to their readings. I think this is important. Thank you for doing that, Kit.
Okay. For Joe, I said, very nice imagery. The saline bags hung to your ears. I like the image of Elvis singing the Christmas song. Blue veined neuropathy and pulls the covers over her shoulders. Just very touching, but very visual.
Yes.
Mhm.
Very good.
Kit, I believe it is your turn now.
Okay, another one from the Reach of Song. This is the 1995-1996 one.
Okay. 1995-96. All right, I don't have that one. Okay.
Mm.
Wildflowers. The wildflowers are my friends, embracing me with their yellow-lipped smiles as I step into the early daylight. They ask no questions about my private thoughts, always accepting my changing moods like they accept the drifting clouds and evening rain. They beckon me to lie within their grasp, and I blend easily into their colors. They sleep, and I awaken among them with lips covered in a yellow hue. We are drenched in the morning's dew, meadow wildflowers breathing slowly in the sunlight. Yeah.
Yes, I like that part where you said embraced with yellow lips. That was nice. That was very, very nice. Any comments, anybody?
Very nice. Very nice.
I like the idea of the wildflowers communicating with you as much as you're kind of interacting with them, especially depending on the season. If they're actually, in spring and they're basically just being pollen everywhere, then they are communicating. Well, you're hearing their chatter, even if they're talking to themselves.
Okay, I think it's my turn. Oh, this
It's
one,
get me all together.
this one isn't so nice. It's called
Well, I'll be last.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Alice?
I said, I'll be last. Go ahead.
Oh, did I miss you?
It's okay. Go right ahead.
Where am I, Alice? You're my secretary. Keep me in order.
Well, I'll just go right after you. That's fine.
Okay. This is called Baptist Preacher Man's Son. The Baptist Preacher Man's Son, this teenage girl tried rape. At drive-in movie had the nerve while on a double date. Double life preacher son did lead. Everyone thought he's great. By lying, say till later, rape that night did escape. Mom encouraged his date accept. He's in church's upper class. Social privilege asked daughter out. Who'd guess be such an ass? Tried break into house, determined church going me rape. Called neighborhood friend, said, come quick, from rape, help me escape. Boys didn't even go to church, but they knew church rape wasn't white. My friends beat him to a pulp. Preacher's man's son did fight. In 50s, sex more uncommon than certainly today. All playboys expect sex today for coffee pay. Cup of coffee pay. Today's world's more immoral. Fornication think is right. God says sex in marriage only is approved in his sight. And that was in October 2018. Okay, Miss Alice, I'm gonna give you your room, darling.
Well, you know what? You took that to another level, didn't you?
A level you didn't expect out of me, that's for sure. I was kind of
Well,
scared of that one. Do you think it's safe, y'all? Really, really and truly now? Is that out of bounds?
well, you said social privilege made the difference, didn't it? That's the part that I was listening to. I heard you say a social privilege. Okay, so I've never, let me give the backstory with the poem that I'm about to read. My book is about poetry with love, inspiration, wisdom, and prayers. And as a social worker in the medical field, I've been working with different individuals with self-esteem, PTSD, depression, anxiety, as well as rejection, all the maladaptive behaviors that individual. So what I've done to formulate this particular book is to talk about it from a biblical standpoint as well as clinical. And I'm going to read the first, I guess I would read from my book, and well, I'll read the ABC alliteration first. How about that? This is something that is not in my book, but this was my assignment for homework this week. So what I'm going to do is try to share. You saw me playing with it earlier, and I hope I'm doing this correct. Can you all see it?
Not yet.
Okay. Maybe, can someone, application for Windows, can you see it now?
Nope. If you
it sounds like it's coming up.
It says, okay, does it take a moment?
There
Okay,
it is.
okay. This is my homework assignment. We were working on ABC alliteration, and the name of the poem is Preparation. A student prepares to sit for her boards to a scheduled examination. Certainly, she passed. Due to her confidence and skills she exudes. This is not her first examination. She grins and smiles with high anxiety, chanting, I will succeed, I will. Just you wait and see. Keep your cool, leave all negative aside, make every answer count. Never change your answer. Open your mind and remain calm. Pray until you pass this examination. Quiet your mind. Review your questions and answers. Stay focused on the questions. Try your very best. Understand that this examination is your blueprint for success. Xfinity is her successful moment. You are a zebra. Display your stripes.
fabulous.
The end.
Fabulous. What I would like to do, and I like your idea on this homework that we're doing, and Kit, I would like for you, I'm going to do the homework for November, but I would like for you to do the homework for October. Each week, each month, I want to ask the poet to give us the homework for the next month. You nailed this. You nailed this. It flows. The student prepares to sit for her boards. That just flows from one letter to the other letter as it's supposed to do. And what I said at the beginning that some of you may not have heard, we had said to do an abecedarian, but an abecedarian can only be called that if it has a historical or religious connotation to the content of the poem. So this would come across as just a basic ABC. And I'm hoping that we can get out a chat book with our homework assignments. So keep that in mind as you're writing that This is just a plan that I hope will develop. And so I will tell you next month what I have November. But Kit, while we're on tonight, you can kind of give. Did you give one, Kit? Elizabeth gave one. Did you give a homework assignment yet?
No, I haven't given one.
Okay, well, by the time, if you can, at the end of the evening, let me know afterwards, and we'll post what poetic form you would like us to have for our homework for next month. You don't have to tell me right now, okay?
I put in the chat that the way that Elizabeth had explained this was that the ABC Darien, that you use each letter of the alphabet and each new line starts with the next letter of the alphabet. So just like this wonderful example that Alice gave us,
Yes.
when you look down, you can see the ABCD going all the way down to Z. So the poem will have 26 lines to it. And I had not heard anything about a religious connotation associated with this poem, but I'll do some more researching on that.
Kid, they they did not use the word Darian, Derian. It was another letter that started with D. And it was very interesting. I don't remember what psalm in the Bible. I don't know if it's Psalm 119, I shouldn't say. But they used the book of Psalms as a Darian poem. And that's where I got that somewhere off of the internet. You know, I never know what I'm pulling up, but I thought that was interesting. So, but Alice, you nailed it. I nailed it too, but Kit, you didn't hear. I did not unplug my thing that you put in when you're trying to save your poems. I didn't unplug it. And my area where I have Finder, all my chapters from my book and everything is gone. I cannot pull up my books, and I'm just gonna pray a lot tonight. So I cannot read mine. But Alice gave a very good example of that. Very well done, Alice. Very well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And there's also another question. I think Bambi is Bambi Wilkins online?
It's Watkins, and I'm here.
Oh, glad you made it, Bambi.
Yeah, can I say something, Barbara?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was for everybody, the ABC poem. So
Yeah.
I posted a link on Threads today inviting people to the open mic and telling them about that poem. And I posted mine online, and I had 3 or 4 people add to the thread and post theirs. It kind of started a thing. It was a really fun conversation.
Nice.
Very,
So we had a lot of fun with it, trying out that style of poetry.
yes.
It was fun.
Bambi is a new member, and believe it or not, she's from Macon, Georgia, where I am from. And she does a lot with her poetry, and you're going to find her very encouraging and educational in what she shares also. Let's see, we were going down our line. We were just with.
I know I'm gonna. Kiana, are you here?
Yes, how are you doing?
Okay, Kiana the artist. What time does this start and when is it over?
When is it over? This is my first time coming. The last time I came, I think y'all was ending the last time. So
I'm sorry.
Well, welcome back.
We start every third Thursday at 7 to 9. And listen,
okay.
we're known to cut it short, and we're known to make it long. So as long as
Okay.
you're here, we're here. So, okay. That you've come in, Bambi's come in. We're following a rotation, Kenya.
Okay.
Am I saying your name correctly?
It's Kiana.
Kiana. Kiana.
And we
Okay.
do one poem and then we come back around, or just do one poem right now?
Yeah, we're in a rotation schedule here. Let's see.
Okay.
Alex, who just read? I get confused.
I just read the ABCD.
Right, you read the Darien. Okay, hold on 1 minute. Let me get to my page.
And
Okay,
this would go in.
you're
this would-
listening, Joe Taylor. You follow Alice. Okay, what do you have for us, Joe?
But I was last, so I'm just letting you know I was last.
Right, and Ashley is listening, but she'll read next time, next
Okay.
month. Joe Taylor, I believe you follow up after Alice.
Okay.
Actually, did Bambi have something to read? Because she and Kiana
Did I
just
miss
came
you,
on.
Bryant? I
Oh no,
missed.
no, I was just saying that Bambi and Kiana just came on. So
Yeah.
did y'all have something to read?
I can
Okay,
read
let's-
something
Yes, let's go with Bambi.
Yeah.
if you want. I
Kiana.
was trying to decide if y'all had any particular theme tonight. You don't
No,
really.
not tonight.
Y'all seem to be talking about your books. I have a book that's going to be coming out. I'm thinking spring of next year, and this is one from that. So I was just going to read one from my upcoming book.
Okay.
Okay, it's
What is
called.
the name of it?
What's that, Barbara?
What's the name of your book coming out, and what is the name of your poem?
The name of the book is Yelling from Rooftops. I'm doing the poetry and my son is doing the illustration, so we're working on it together.
Great.
The poem is Ramblings of a Woman. I have long since laid my youth upon the shelf. That one, yes, that one there. I check from time to time just to see if it's there, neatly wrapped in its karmic ribbon, stripped of life's fine fruits I once was given. I miss when thunder danced at my heels. See here, the scars I wear with pride. I was tested by fire. I walked on the coals men put in front of me and relished my victory. I bore a burden of passion when it was a lady's vice and not a given pleasantry. Did I pave roadways, wear down the footpaths for those women yet to arrive? Doubtful. I simply burned the bridges trying to survive. A man's memory still tastes sweet on these lips, despite the tired and the pains indulged by these old hips. I looked today, it was still there, behind the Tylenol, lovely like a gift, my youth set upon the shelf. I hope one day these idle ramblings of a woman's leftover glory will belong to someone else.
Wow.
The end.
That last line, do that last line again. Behind the Tylenol youth.
Let me find it and open it up again. I looked today, it was still there, behind the Tylenol, lovely like a gift, my youth set on the shelf. I hope one day these idle ramblings of a woman's leftover glory will belong to someone else.
Love it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Very deep, a lot in that.
Did you write that particular one? Is it in your new book?
It's going to be in the book, yeah.
Okay. And what I would like for you to do, please, is to place the title of your book in
The chat.
in the chat, and right now, and you can just place that it will not be published until the spring of the year, if you like. If you like, yes.
Okay.
That was really.
That was very good. I like that. She was watching her time fade away.
And thunder danced with my heels. And the thing about women yet to arrive. That's one you got to go back and read again. Okay. Kiana, what are you going to read for us tonight?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Yeah.
can hear.
Is it on? Okay. Because the internet was going in and out. Okay. My poem from one of my books, Why Anyone Tell versus Why Anyone Listens.
Say that
It's
again,
not-
and can you hold up your book title and say
It's
your
not me. I have to put the link in the chat.
Okay, very good.
Okay. And it's coming from my book, Why Anyone Tell versus Why Anyone Listens. And the poem is called Everybody Has a Voice. Everybody has a voice of crying to a voice of shout. Everybody has a voice. To a mother cried in tears, to a father loud noise. Everybody has a voice. To a young adult get in trouble with the law, to the college students call for college loans, everybody has a voice. To the White House, to the Congress, to the military, to the dying world, everybody has a voice. To a preacher to preach, people's souls are justified, everybody has a voice. To a teacher, to a school, to a student, everybody has a voice. To a rapper, to a poet, to everybody loves your song, everybody has a voice. To hey, I'm not getting paid enough, to unemployed, to relocated, everybody has a voice. To gays in the streets against protests, everybody has a voice. To the pretty long white dress saying I do, to the newborn baby coming into the world, everybody has a voice. To being the next top model, to lawyer in the courtroom, everybody has a voice. So let your voice be heard because everybody has a voice. Thank you.
Very nice. I like the way you started with one part of a category and then you drifted all the way down to the beginning to the end. They had a voice, no matter
Yeah.
what they fit in that segment that you portrayed. They all had a voice, whether it was an important voice or whether it was just a voice of an individual. I
Yeah.
like the way you brought that out throughout your point. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I really like that.
Yes.
Thank
Kiana,
you. I like yours too.
Kiana, where are you from? Where are you
I'm in
originate?
Atlanta, Georgia. I'm in Atlanta,
Okay.
Georgia.
Well, you belong to us now, so come back, okay?
I will. I will.
Okay. All righty.
And make sure you put your information about your book in the chat.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
You know
you.
what I would like in the chat too? I'm a telephone person. I text, but I rather just give a quick hello. And I want to get better about giving quick hellos. Okay, we have a lovely gentleman, and I think it is his time to read again. Brian, are you ready?
Hey, Barbara,
Yes.
I need to sign off. I just want to say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye, Bambi. Thank you.
We
Good hearing
appreciate
from
you coming on, and we're going to let Kit pick our homework for next month. And I'll send it out to everybody so you'll know what our first assignment is on our new poetic poem for next month, okay? Thank you for joining us tonight.
Good night.
Good night.
All righty. Let me share my screen again.
And get a little bit closer to the mic.
How's that?
That's good.
All right. So now for a slight change of pace. This is resplendent. I know I cannot look at you, Mambo Medusa, for fear of turning into marble, eyes always following you, regardless of your coordinates. Were I to but glance, I would dream of dancing, struck still in the peace of your gaze. The imago of me would wait patiently for the moment when I would slip into the enchanted subway station and sing madly with the choir of my rivals, harmonizing with wind howling through hollow mouths. I know this from the stories of the few who escaped. They weep to this day. Your courtship will be very long, and some of us may be ground to cobblestone before it ends. So I pray, with ever decreasing speed, for the patience to embrace you in my new heart.
Your courtship will be very long. For the patience to embrace you in my new. That's lovely. You have a variety of writing styles. You're very surprising. From the sensitivity to your scientific space.
Diversified.
I try.
And we really appreciate you being here. We used to have more men. We even had a gentleman from Wales one night. So invite your buddies to come too, okay?
They're few
Okay,
and far between.
let's go to the chat real quick. I think this is a great idea. Joe Taylor, I don't want to miss anyone, but Joe Taylor said, Kenyatta, you read with vigor and compassion. Ashley Barnes said, True, but I'm quiet. I'm a quiet person. I'm quite private. If this will be published on YouTube, do you want to iterate on that, Ashley?
Oh, I was just saying, there was more to that. If you scroll up, I was just saying, I'm probably not going to read next time if I join. If it's okay if I just join and listen.
Oh, of course.
I don't have any published poems, but so I'm kind of private about sharing that on the internet. If it's going to be republished, but I'm thinking about joining the society. I had been a member of the society long before COVID, and my life was just in a different place. But I'm thinking I'm at a place now where I can join some of these contests again. So I'm thinking about becoming a member. And so I'd like to see y'all again. If it's okay for me to just join and listen for now.
Listen, this is what makes it exciting. You're supporting the others by being here. You're giving comments. And then there'll be that time when you'll write that poem and you'll say, well, that's not so personal. I can share that one next time. You know, and so
Okay.
you just go at your own pace. We
Good
love
deal.
to have people just come and be listening to us, because I mean, this is what you do. If you were in a cafe, you would have the participants on the stage and we would have us in the audience. And so that's what makes, I think, a good open mic, is to have the interaction between the performer and the listener. And the listener sometimes takes away something completely different than what almost sometimes I've noticed the poet meant, which has been quite interesting sometimes to hear what I missed or someone else missed that I found. I think the interaction, yes, please come back and be a part of us.
Right.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, well, we're glad to have you.
And also, Joe Taylor said, here again, thank you, Ashley, for sharing your concerns. Joe Taylor said, love the idea of singing with the choir of my rivals. Love the title.
Yes.
Thanks.
And Kiana said, nice work. And Kiana further stated, great open mic.
A lot of you are on open mics. We just do this at a very informal way. Do you like the informal way and the lack of structure that our open mics have?
Well, I think you have structure. I do.
Okay.
You're the mediator or the commentator, and you're bringing the flow. So, yes.
Thank you, Alice. That's my secretary. She's always got
Oh, Kiana said, oh, she said very different.
Barbara,
yeah.
it feels very comfortable, and thank you.
Very good. Kiana, do you
It's very
do any,
different. It's very
spoken, do you do any spoken word, Kiana?
Yes, I do. I do
I
everywhere.
knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah,
Girlfriend.
I've been everywhere. I've been like everywhere now. So it's like when it was COVID, I zoomed a lot of places. So like I did a magazine in London. So I've been doing a lot of performance everywhere.
I
So
knew
it's been nice though, because like okay, I started in 2010 and it just flows now. So I can't stop it.
Well, you got that rhythm. You got it. We could feel it. It's bubbling out of you.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Georgia Poetry Society was very honored to be the co-host in June at the Federation's convention.
Oh, nice.
And that was the very first time I got to see the spoken word performed. And let me tell you, it blew me away. And you know, I did learn something. I don't know if you knew this, but I thought the 3 minutes performance had to all be memorized. But I noticed there they did let a gentleman read his in case it's not that good. And you got to join us. I'm sorry, I want to drag you in. You got to join us, because I think we would all, come on, friends. Wouldn't we like to have a night some night where she could talk to us about how to loosen up how we talk. You know where I'm coming from, Kiana?
Yes,
We could
I
use her
understand.
help. I mean,
I
how
understand.
how did you get comfortable going from reading at an open mic to doing spoken word?
I went from coming from my heart, and then my coach, he passed away years ago.
I'm sorry.
He tell me, actually two of them gone. One of them passed away last year. The other one died in like two. It was three of them that coached me. I started back in 2010, and I was in college. And you know, sometimes in life you're like, I'm gonna go on this side. And the guy said, no, you're not going on that side. We're going to go this side. So my coach brought me to the side. And I said, well, my biggest fear was people. And he said, oh, people. And I said, yeah, you know, I'm this little bitty girl standing on stage. So, you know, when you have shyness, you get, you know, you're shy. You don't want to speak in front of people. And that was my biggest fear. So he said, there are 50 people. There's 100 people in the room. You have 50 on one side, you have 50 on the other side. 50 people is going to listen to your poem. They're going to understand it. They need it. They want it. They need your help. Then the other one say, oh, I don't really want to pay attention to that. But down the line is going to hit them one day. So what I learn is when I do my poem, there are different people in the room. So some need my poem and some inspired by my poem. Just like she was, like the poem she just did not too long ago, and then the other one too. So my biggest fear was it was people, but I overcame it because it's my purpose now. Because I struggle with it.
It's your what now? It's your what now?
It's my purpose.
Yes.
And I struggled with it for so many years. And I remember I was working at a job and my foot broke. And I was just like, oh, I'm gonna go work the job. And I broke my foot. That's how I wrote my first book. It was in 2017. And so I was like, oh my goodness. But my biggest fear was people. But I overcame it because, you know, many people need to hear it. Many people need to be inspired, especially like other people. When I hear their poems, oh, I'm so inspired by them. So
Fantastic. Raise your hand. How many here write for that purpose?
Inspiration, I do.
To inspire others, to encourage others. I mean,
Okay. Ashley, she left for the evening, Barbara.
yeah,
Just to let
she would have liked hearing that. Ashley would have
Mhm.
liked hearing that. But thank you for sharing that.
That's good.
Kit,
Very
Kit, have you
thank
ever
you.
done
I'm
spoken
glad
word?
to come to y'all open. I'm glad to meet everybody too.
Well, we're
yes.
glad you're here. Kit, have you ever done spoken word? Hey, if we could do a
Oh,
one
right. That was pretty definite. No. I mean, this, when we were at the National Federation of State Poetry Societies convention in Roswell, Georgia, I did open mic, which that was a big deal for me to be up there. I understood what Ashley was saying about, you know, a little hesitant, shy, especially if it's a poem that is more personal for you versus, you know, like my wildflower one, that's, you know, that's not personal. The Trapped in the Tower was about my mother, but that was okay reading, but not like what we saw at National. Those people were just amazing.
They were actors.
Yeah,
Actors speaking.
it's performance. I mean, it was
It's a performance.
incredible. So many of them, when I listened to their words and the deep emotion from them, I may not have come in thinking, oh, okay, you know, I'm for this or I'm against that, or whatever. By the time I left there, I just had a whole different outlook on what life is like for other people in our world. Many times I got goosebumps, I got tears.
Exactly. The tears, yes.
Yeah, very, very moving. And for them to be able to be up there on the stage performing and sharing truly their inner selves and just bearing it all for everybody to hear. I really admire them.
They really put it out there, and I noticed one girl, I don't know if you were there that night, she stood in the back, very poised, very quiet. And I was reading up on this, and Kiana, you can verify this, that they want you to get out of the environment and to get into yourself before you step up to that mic and say that first word. To center yourself, to have your feet apart, to have a good stance, to take a good breath. So much went into it that it's like Kit, it opened my eyes, and some of it was so profound you had goosebumps and tears, and some of it was so hysterical you were almost doubled over. It ran a gamut of expressed emotions that you don't hear on an everyday situation. Would you agree, Kit?
That's true.
Well, I'm glad I picked that up on you, young lady. You're not getting away with me noticing. Okay, I have no idea where we are. I just know I'm having a ball tonight. Let's see, Alice, you read. Ashley didn't. Joe, you were supposed to come next. Joe Taylor.
Yes, Taylor's.
Joe, you ready?
I will. I'll read a little short one. And this one is called The Heart, and it's after Danusia Lamaris and Ted Hughes. The heart is not a gate, a door that opens and closes at one's will, not automated, not smartphone controlled. It is not a soft start and stop, and could even develop jerks and skips and flutters over time. It comes with no guarantee, and the warning is clear. Whatever happens there happens.
Oh, wow. That is short, but I like how you said it's not a gate. It's not automatic. It jerks, it shifts. I mean, you could almost see that happening.
It's like you're incorporating you're very much incorporating the anatomy of a heart and equating that with, an emotional anatomy as well as the physical.
Yes. Very nice. Any other comments?
Very nice.
Hmm.
Very nice.
Kit, we're ready for you again.
You said Kiana, right?
Hit. Hit.
You talking about me?
I did a little self.
Go pull it back. Oh, wait a minute. Go back a little bit. Go back.
And go back.
Or go back.
There.
I can't see it. Can y'all see it yet? I can't. It's fuzzy.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
blur is I can see it now.
Okay, yeah. Now, what does it say? It's a pretty green. What does it say, Kit?
Love of nature.
Love of nature.
Beautiful
See
cover.
that.
Beautiful cover.
And it's a combination of my poetry, nature poetry, and my
Photography.
photography.
Whose photography?
Awesome.
Yours? Is that yours? She's an artist. If you ever see in her background, you see all her paints and her creative things.
That's why my background's all blurred, because it's a mess.
It's beautiful, Kit.
Well, you're an artist as well, Barbara, too. Yes, Kit, that
Yeah,
is absolutely, it brings life.
I wish I
That
could
green
learn up
brings
that
life.
them too, Kit. Good job, doll.
You can, but you don't need to. That looks very nice.
That is beautiful.
Okay, so that's,
You know what? That green just brings life to me.
Yes.
Kit.
there. It's funny how it's at an angle.
Yes.
Mhm.
You can see it clearly. That's beautiful.
That's her artistic skills.
I like your pages being black. That sets it off like a nice deep frame. Very, very well
Mhm.
done. Now let me ask you, I'm going to interrupt her. Does everyone know when you become a member of the Georgia Poetry Society, you can put your books in our book room and you can sell out of our book room. So please check into that when you become a member, because we would like to have access to buy through our organization. Beautiful Kit, really beautiful.
Okay, I'm going to read a short one called After the Storm.
What kind of flower seed is that?
They are berries. I'm not sure exactly what they are, and you can't see it doing this, but in the raindrop, there's a reflection in
Oh,
the little droplet hanging off
Drew,
the berry.
lovely.
So after the storm, droplets dangle from berries, watery orbs reflecting images, outlined like lips touched by color. A breeze nudges the spheres, releasing their fingered grips for a fall to the ground, waiting with outstretched tongue.
Love it.
Mm.
Droplets reflecting, and then I lost it, but that part was beautiful. That part was
Very nice.
okay. Bambi left. Kenyana, I think it's like you. It's yours. Your turn.
Beautiful. There's a comment. Love the book, Kiana said. Beautiful. Joe Taylor said to Kit, beautiful, Kit.
Okay, I'll read after Kenyana. Are you ready?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yes. Don't see
Okay.
you. We can hear you. I want to see you perform.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do my other little book. Her name is Journey. For little girls that aspires around the world. To overcome bullying and self-esteem. I'm this little shy girl that's called pretty. See, I've been called pretty all my life. How I know to be pretty? Because of the dark skin and pretty long hair. See, I'm pretty just the way I am. I'm this little shy girl that's called pretty. Hey, pretty, do I change the color of the rainbow or do I change the color of my skin? See, I'm pretty just the way I am. I'm this little shy girl that's called pretty, pretty, pretty. I'm this little shy girl that wants to fit in all the right places. See, I'm pretty just the way I am. I'm this little shy girl that's called pretty, pretty, pretty. I'm this little shy girl that wants to fit in all the right places. See, I'm pretty just the way I am. I'm this little shy girl that's called pretty. Thank you.
Okay, now what is it called when you do that repetitious over and over? There's a name for that, isn't it, Kit?
It's
I
not
like it.
limerick. I was looking at the terminology, but it's not limerick.
No.
No.
That girl called pretty, pretty, pretty wants to fit in. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that would be Kiana, keep that as something that maybe we could do for one of our poetic forms, something where we repeat like you would do in the lyrics of a song. Is that what you would liken it to, Kit? Where in songs they repeat over
Yeah,
and
I'm not really sure, but I felt that it worked extremely well with the repetition. And
Yes.
just reinforced each point that you were making. But I
Yeah.
don't know if there's a particular name for it or not.
Well,
Oh, I
there's-
like. Go
Brian,
ahead.
what do you think?
I think there's a variety of forms that kind of do that. There's either the idea of a refrain,
yes,
um,
refrain.
and then
Refrain.
there's I know this isn't quite it, but then there's the call and response. That's a different form. I don't think that really fits. But I think the idea of a refrain, a chorus, I think refrain probably is closer to the form you're doing. But
How
no,
do you?
I like it.
I liked it too. I really like.
Yeah, because I know
The
the
mantra actually was another one. It's
haiku.
like,
Yeah, I know most of it come from haiku too.
mhm.
I don't know how to do haiku. I've been trying to figure out how to do haiku, but I have some friends that do haiku too, and it's something like that too. But theirs is more. I forgot the name of it, but it's something like haiku a little bit, but it's like shorter, but it's like little poem that goes into each other. So yeah, I've been learning that one too.
Okay, well, I'll tell you who can help us with haiku. Bambi that
Yeah.
left. She's part of a haiku.
Oh, she does it.
society,
Oh wow,
you know.
interesting.
And see, this is how I want us to widen out. Find if someone enjoys and really is involved, then they can kind of educate us and walk us through these things. So
Mhm.
I like the idea of doing a refrain. I'm gonna sock it to you, Kenyana, that we're gonna take this from you for sometimes in 2025 to do
Mhm.
something that has a refrain or something that could be perhaps a song about how we put it together. Would y'all like that, or am I just voicing my opinion only?
We're
No,
gonna
that'd be
denote
fun.
that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Very.
Maybe I'm putting down January 2025 and we'll just see.
Okay.
Okay, I think I come in somewhere along here.
Yes, you can. Then I'll go last.
Thank God I'm wonderfully made. You'd think I run a pharmacy. I've pills for this and that. Some make me sicker and sicker. Some others make me fat. I've got enough. I don't want more, but this will make you well. I wonder if they took them too. They'd feel like me, like L. 2 pills before breakfast, 9 when eat, 2 in the afternoon, 7 more after dinner. Fear I'll howl at the moon. Viagra take for heart and lung. pH name of this ill. Meds taken from my tummy. 1 kidney bout to kill. If drink more water for kidneys, heart failure will affect. Central apnea equals mind you tell me to breathe, but forgets. High blood pressure goes low when staying. It's 99.55. Thank God I'm wonderfully made and each morn still alive. Yes, I've got pills for this and this and this and this and that, plus few more helping me daily where chronic ills are fact. Please don't get discouraged. Recall all those who can't complain. Tired but have faith in Christ's promise, earth with no death nor pain. So I do rattle when I walk, y'all.
Yes, I heard some refrain in that poem.
A little bit. I didn't realize
Yes,
it.
yes, it was.
All
little
right.
bit.
Okay, we're back to you, young gentlemen, and we have another 30 minutes. Brian, are you ready?
It's
I am.
Alice Johnson's turn.
Alice,
Actually, no,
you
sorry.
gotta
Yeah, it's
get
Alice.
lined up.
A dove in the golden light. Simple girl standing in the light. Who are you over there? Yes, I see you in the light. Your love to help others, the smiles you give are a beacon of hope to most. Simple girl, love yourself and continue to exude joy. Stay strong in the Lord. Honor the light. Who are you over there? Yes, see you in the light. Your love to help others. The smiles you give are a beacon of hope to most. Simple girl, love yourself and continue to exude joy. Stay strong in the Lord and read the word. Stand up for yourself in today's woe. Remind yourself that creativity designs your mold. Simple girl, your brown eyes share gleam and splendid memories of what you are going through. Simple girl, your faith will bring you through the most important times and experiences in your life. Simple girl, trust God. Simple girl, trust God. Shine your light. The golden light, the word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Psalms 119, 105, 105. Thank you.
I've always liked that poem, Alice. I really like it.
Ah, JT, Joe Taylor said, well, back up, beautiful kid. Thank you, everyone. Kiana responding to everyone. Joe Taylor said, make me howl at the moon. We need the humor too, Barbara. Dialogue is another weapon in poetry. Alice, great use of dialogue. Thank you. She just gave a recap. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Brian, are you having a good time tonight with us?
I am. No, I'm having a blast. It takes me a while, to be honest, to respond sometimes, because for me, it's sometimes being able to listen and to critique. It takes a moment, because when I'm here in these sorts of events, I'm sort of always kind of in the creative space.
Mhm.
So for me, it requires kind of switching gears. So that's why if you don't hear me a whole lot, it's because, okay, I'm in the middle of trying to switch gears.
Okay.
Well, we like whatever you have to say, because we all have different voices and we're coming from different degrees of knowledge.
Mhm.
And I'm not shy and embarrassed that I can't speak as fluently about poetry as other can, but it doesn't mean it's not touching me as deeply as the person who can express their feelings. And I think that's what you're kind of saying too, isn't it, Bryant?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I
Who
think can I just make one comment, please? I would like to say that everyone's so unique in their level of poetry
Yes.
and in the terminology, the different styles, that this is what makes the Georgia Poetry Society a diverse poetic group.
Well said, Alice.
Yes, a well poetic group, because I never wrote a poem about the bears and the bumblebees, but the uniqueness that I've heard from Kid and Bryant tonight was just so different, and I really like it, even though that may give me the motivation to change my style a little bit.
Well, I think what we have in the reading of poetry is seasoning,
Mm-hmm.
like seasoning a wonderful dish. We each season our poetry from where we're coming from, and we season it with the affections and the emotions of our heart. And so it's all acceptable and it's all embraceable. And like you said, Alice, we went off in this direction because Elizabeth did a poem one night. Remember that, Kit? And we said, "Oh, we like that. Let's," and that's how we got a new segment of open mic going, by someone not challenging us, but doing something we hadn't done.
Mm-hmm.
And they did it in such a wonderful way. We enjoyed it so much. We said, we want to do that too. And so
Yes.
that's how we got our group
Mhm.
and our homework that we have this time.
Kid,
Oh,
kid his.
I'm heading out.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I enjoyed meeting everybody. I hope Kiana and I'm looking to make sure I pronounced, yes, Kiana.
Kian.
and Joe will be back. Barbara and Alice, always a pleasure to see you.
Always, always.
see
Check
you-
the chat before you leave.
Oh, okay.
And Kit, have you thought of any poetic form that you would like for us to do? Would you like me to pass that baton to someone else tonight?
You could pass it to someone else tonight. How's that?
Okay, I'll ask them. Okay, and we'll let you know. Thank you so much for being here. You know, I always love to see you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good
Bye.
night.
Okay.
I think
Oh,
Kiana had a question.
Kiana, what is your question? You
Yeah.
gotta,
okay, I don't have a question. I was telling Mr. Brian there, I do have a podcast. And if I was to see other people work and people will contact me, I do podcasts in the beginning of the year. I try to do my podcast with
wait a
different
minute, we lost,
poets.
go back.
Called,
Excuse me. You muffled.
okay, sorry.
Say it over again. We
Okay.
don't catch everything. You have a
Okay,
podcast?
sorry. No, I was telling Mr. Brian earlier, I do a podcast. It's called The Journey Artists Around the World.
Please place
I would
that in
like
the
to get
chart.
some more people. Okay. And I would like for mostly, I started doing the journey of the world when it was COVID. I met different poets around the world. Like she said earlier, different style, different people. And I just had people on there to tell their story, how they became a poet, if they're beginners, middle, it didn't matter. It's just how people bring themselves to themselves and how they overcame as a poet. But I'm gonna put the link in the box. You know, put the link in there so y'all guys could check it out and let me know if you want to be a part of it. It's like an interview, but most of it is about you. It's not about me.
Mhm.
And you just doing your thing.
What is your audience? What's the oh, someone raised their hand. That's great. What is your okay, what is the your audience? How many, what's the population of your audience?
My audience is very large. People all over, that international, from London, from England, from Japan, it's all over. So it's international now.
Hey.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But I'll put the link in the box so you guys can check it out. But the podcast is just poets on it. Hopefully next year, my goal is to put teenagers on there. That's my next step next year.
Click the button because I don't see it. Do you all see it?
I'm gonna put it in there. It's on my link tree.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll put it in there. Hold on.
Fit you your link tree. Okay. Okay.
Put it so we can all see it. I got a job for you. It's a volunteer job. I want to get young people involved with the Georgia Poetry Society. And listen, we have positions on the board that are open. Hey, Jennifer, welcome. I just saw you. Glad you're here. Don't go away, okay? You know, volunteer how you can use our society to help you do what you're doing, and what you're doing can help us promote young people. I want a more diverse in age, race, culture, background. I just want us to be the melting pot of poetry. So we are open to ideas and working together. We used to always have contests. And our anthologies that you've heard Kit reading out of since she's been with the group in 1995. You won a contest and you were automatically in the anthology.
Okay.
Well, the organization had gone down so much. You understand, due to COVID, you got to understand. We were bare bones. Okay?
And that's the climate that we're in right now.
Right. And so I'm the last person, like my son said, Mama, I never saw you as a vice president coming down the turnpike. I never saw that. Well, I didn't either. but I'm a blabbermouth and I love people, and that's how they thought they could use me. Miss Alice has to keep me technically straight. But whatever your limitations and your abilities don't count because you're good somewhere else. And so the term of my presidency, I wanted to be giving back to the members. And so when you are a member, I'm asking that you submit 3 poems for our Reach of Song anthology. We will have a committee because when you have a contest, you have a judge. This is not that. We will have a committee, and you are guaranteed to have one of your poems in our 2024 Reach of Song anthology. And like I said, there are positions on the board. I also instituted something that I think will make stepping up into a position easier. I have a term called board buddies. You find if you accept a position, we want you to get a buddy that can help you. And what's so great about this is that that buddy is helping you, but when you step up to a higher position, the person you have mentored is now in a more favorable mental situation. I can do that. I've helped that person. I know what's required. Do you like the idea of giving back to the community and having the board buddies? Am I on? I need your help. I need your help. Are you hearing me? To build the organization it has always been. So call me. I don't know. Alice, you got my telephone number. Can you put it in the chat? I don't know how to post on chat.
Yes, and I sure will. Jennifer Morgan,
I know. Where are you from, Jennifer?
in the midst of it all.
Hi, I'm from Brunswick, Georgia, and this is my
Oh.
first meeting. I've heard about the Georgia Poetry Society, and this is my first meeting, but I'm just so happy to be here. I've been writing poetry for years, and I have 2 books published, but I just want to. I love poetry, and I love being around other poets and people who appreciate literature.
Well, we feel
Thank
this
you for
way.
this.
What's the name of your 2 books, Jennifer? Can you hold them up?
Yeah, Out Loud Love. Okay, you can't really see it. Okay, let me fix my video.
Okay. Mungin. Mungen.
Mungen.
Mungen. Okay. Well, please, if you're not a member, think about joining. And as soon as you become a member during our membership drive till the end of the year, you turn around and invite 2 more people to join, and you get 6 months added to your membership.
Oh, that sounds great.
And there's a lot of free workshops that we have. And I sleep until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but y'all can call me after 1 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night
Okay.
if you prefer a night owl visit. And we want y'all to join. You see how laid back we are. This is not a formal open mic. We
Okay.
just, you know, we just do what we like to do. Okay, Miss Jennifer, are you ready to read? We would love to hear from you. I don't know whose turn it is, but do you mind if I step
I
in?
yield my time.
What did you say?
I said I yield my time.
Oh, you're wonderful. That's a real gentleman for you, Jennifer. He's yielding his time to you.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, I'll just pick one from my book.
Okay. If it's good enough for your book, it's good enough for us.
I hope so.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, this is called Butterflies. Orange, pink, white, purple, black, and blue, flying high and soaring low, landing ever so gently on your arm. Just so you know, the butterfly is here. The presence is felt in the softest of ways, flying high and soaring low, through the flow of life, up from the caterpillar, walking on its belly, wrapped in the cocoon of hope, thinking of light while in the darkness, emerging victoriously from the fight, now delicate and new and flying high and soaring low over the smallness of defeat, like a person who has conquered their demons, like a woman who's conquered her demons. She spreads her wings, brimming with color, like a woman who has left immaturity and proudly embraces her new reality of confidence in the person she has become. Change from I can't to I can. Change from selfish to selfless and generous. Change from fear to faith. Changed like the butterfly, from hiding under a rock to proudly displaying her colors, letting the world know I am, I am, I am here.
I like that. I like emerging victoriously, new reality. I can't, but I can. I like the ups and downs and the flow of that. It had a very nice rhythm. Very nice, Jennifer. Any comments,
Thank you.
anybody?
I like the idea of fighting to emerge into a
Yes.
new form.
And we did emerge.
I mean, you think that the idea of when a butterfly is in its chrysalis state, that it's basically just kind of sitting there chilling as it's building. But it's, you know, at some point it gets to the point, it's like, okay, I'm in a cage.
Very
I
good.
Yeah,
like.
I love
Did you
that
say?
imagery.
Did you say wrapped in a cocoon of love?
Yeah, okay.
I like that.
I'm trying to find the page. Okay.
Yeah, you had a lot of nice flowing visual thoughts in your words.
Well descriptive per se.
Yes. See, that's what a good secretary does. She explains what you're trying to say in the simplest of terms. Wait, never Alice. Oh, okay, Mr. Gentleman, Mr. Bryant, it is your turn. Thank you for giving her the floor.
No
And
problem. My pleasure.
before you get started, Bryant,
Mhm.
Barbara's number is sticked in the chat for anyone that would like to record that.
And let me tell you how you can connect with me too. It's Joy Scene. You want to type that in?
I can do that.
Joy.
I got it. Go ahead, Brian. Begin your part. I have her email, okay?
All righty.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and share my screen again.
What is the name again, Brian?
Yep. The name of this poem is Bargains with Aurora and the Borealis.
Oh,
This is actually one of the poems that's in my poetry collection, The Ghetto Birds. When? Sometime not now. Where? Asteroid 588 Achilles. Location? Fourth Lagrangian point of the Sun-Jupiter system. Dearest Aurora, you are very faint at this distance, and I have given up my eyes. There are parts of you that sparkle in the spectrum I live in now, but there were always parts of you that sparkle. I have never needed and do not need to see in the radio spectrum to notice this or to know this. Hush, hush, hush. Even with the lag, I can still feel you. I can still hear you. What you look like in that narrow band is still available as a simulation running on lovely software. So I can still smell you. I can still hear you. Hush, hush, hush. I behold the you between the data. I can hear the aurora's howl and the pulse of your heart and Jupiter's jazz. I can buck dance to the beat of a pulsar and slow drag to the gentle circuit of your embrace. Yes, though my eyes are something else. Yes, though my eyes are elsewhere. I know the most brilliant aurora is waiting for me, shining and swaying in a small house for me. I will be there. I will come back. I have so much to show you, my dearest Aurora, dearest Aurora.
Is that for your wife?
Yeah, that was she definitely inspired it.
I could hear it. I mean, oh, I wish I could have just been underlining on the screen the sentiments, you know, that, oh man, to have that said to someone you love. She must love you being a poet. You can do what other men can't do. Oh, and it means $1 million to have something like that written. Sometime, not now.
Yeah, I'm actually required every year to write a poem of some form for either our anniversary or our birthday. So
Nice,
And how long
nice.
have you been married?
I've been married now for 28 years.
Mm.
Okay, keep on keeping on.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think my husband put it with me over 56 years. And he's 96 years old and still going strong. So,
That's a goal to hit.
yep. Okay, we've got a little more time. I'm not going to read. Who else would like to read before we end? Joe, are you still here? Are you ready to read another poem?
Yeah.
Okay. Joe,
I
read.
think I'm going to pass, Barbara, this time.
Okay. Well, then let's turn right back around and let's go to our latest poet read. Are you ready to read another poem? Is it Jennifer, isn't it?
Sure. But I just want to say, Brian, that was beautiful. Oh my gosh, that was just
Yes.
awesome. I
Thank you.
love that. And when you did the hush, oh, that was just so sweet. Hush.
Mhm.
Yes.
Ooh, when you can put that word in a poem and it just, just makes you feel good, when you say hush, just at the right moment. That was beautiful.
Just
Thank
hush.
you.
Thank you.
And use the word aurora. Oh, that
Mhm.
was powerful.
And
Thank
I,
you.
Its title was Aurora. I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Mhm.
do you know the difference between a rhinestone and an aurora borealis? A rhinestone just looks like a diamond, it's clear cut.
Mhm.
But aurora borealis, you can see the pinks and the lavenders and the other colors in it. It just has the warmth and the pastel brilliance.
Mhm.
I had a jury shot, so
Well, just before Jennifer, you start, one of the things that that inspired me was um, when I was because I'm really interested in space exploration, and one of the things I've seen were pictures of the auroras that were around Jupiter.
yes, they just
Basically, every planet that has a magnetic field generates
Yeah.
auroras. And I like the idea of contrasting this character who seems rather distant and has given up parts of his humanity to explore this thing that humans normally can't do, but still remembers that there is another aurora that's just as valuable, if not more so.
and she's your aurora. She keeps you grounded, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Joe Taylor said, Brian, I'm encouraged to write a poem in the form of a letter. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, let's hear it, Jen.
This is so much fun tonight, guys. I love y'all being here. Thank you so much. It's a nice, casual, fun group. Okay, Miss Jennifer, where are you? I'm looking for my paper so I can write down your next title. Okay. What are you going to read for us now, Jennifer?
Okay, this is called Bites, Licks, and Taste.
Say that one more time. Bites.
Bites, licks, and taste.
Okay, bites, licks, and taste. Okay. Ready?
Yeah, well, let me just give you some background. If anybody's ever been in Weight Watchers, they have that term, bites, licks, and taste. That's all you can have. Okay. Anyway, okay. Bites, licks, and taste. Give me a bite of that hot dog. May I have a lick of that ice cream? I'll just have a taste, not much, just a taste of that sweet potato pie. Is that how we go through life? Having a bite or a lick or just a taste? Is that what life is about? Just a bite or a lick or a taste? Are we enjoying our everyday lives, or are we just going through the motions? Are we numbing our feelings to avoid the hurts, that we don't experience the joys? Do we still see the rainbow after the storm, or has everything gone gray? Bites, licks, and taste. Bites, licks, and taste. I say hell to the no. Give me that cone and let me devour it until the chocolate drips down my white shirt. I will eat that hot dog until the yellow mustard is on my face. And give me that whole slice of sweet potato pie and put some whipped cream on it, please.
Mm.
That is as cute as.
That is just awesome. Now give me a hot dog.
Oh,
That is
man.
how one should embrace life.
So humorous. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. A taste. Is that what life's about? And numbing feelings, don't experience the joy. You weren't going to let that get away. You wanted to experience that, and that's how we want to. You know, there's a scripture. I don't know why that just popped into my head. Alice, you use scriptures, and I do too. Taste and
Yeah.
see God is good. Well, you're saying I'm going to taste, and I know it's good, so I want more. Don't let me lose my joy by not giving me everything I want. Is that the idea of where you were coming from?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Well, ladies, gentlemen,
Okay. Let me make sure I have joyscenes@gmail.com. Do you want to use that?
yeah, and then they can do joy scenes, art, attitude,
An accessory.
and accessory gallery. That's a Facebook that I've got to bring up to date, but that's how you can always reach me. And I just want to say this is Barbara Barry Nishanian, Macon, Georgia, the president of the Georgia Poetry Society. And we've had a very exciting evening tonight. The poetry has gone from space to gardens to into our heart. It's just been a wonderful. I feel like I've been on a journey tonight with y'all. You know that we all got on the same train or the same, and our tickets were punched the same. And I just love everything that everybody has contributed tonight. But here's what I want to tell you: don't you dare disappoint me by not coming back next month. Okay. Jennifer, what we do, we will pick a new poetic form that we've never written in as our homework assignment. And if you send us all the information, everybody make sure we've got all of your email information, and we will send you our homework assignment, one short poem on whatever form is selected. And we don't have a theme for next time. I kind of just like letting people pull and read what they want us to hear instead of forcing them. Go ahead.
I was gonna say reframe. I like the idea of reframing the way that Kiana came with it. I think
Right.
that's simple enough. I think it's great when we use creativity, like we have 4 weeks to get a new poem out.
Right, and like you said, we want to get a book out of all these new forms.
Yes,
We
yes.
kind of put refrain down for January. Do you want to do refrain for October? I've got
Well,
November. Okay, we'll do that. How about, well, I'll try to.
I think so
Yeah.
because
Good.
Kit wanted to forego announcing it, so we'll go with that.
Okay, Kiana, you better come back, girlfriend. We're doing this in honor with you. Is she still there? Are you still there? Or is she gone?
No, she left. Millie.
Oh,
She's,
okay. Okay.
I missed her. Did she say goodbye in the chat?
Yes, she did.
Oh wow. Okay.
See, I don't know how to do that chat stuff, but
Wait.
have
Okay.
y'all all had fun tonight? I really have.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, it's been a blast.
Well, thank you.
Did Joe leave as well? Joe Taylor's gone.
Yeah,
My-
I think she
Joe
had to
had to
leave too.
leave.
Great. Okay, I'll give her. Ooh.
Ryan, do you belong to any poetry group in your area?
I am in my area, not not directly. I am a member of the Science Fiction and Fantasy Poetry Association, or SFPA.
What?
That's an international organization of people who do speculative poetry.
Well, we don't have a genre on that very much, and you have the floor on that category. You can educate us, so
Sure.
well, I've enjoyed it. Jennifer, thank you for coming. My sidekick, Alice, I couldn't do this without her. And you're a handsome face. Till your wife, we appreciated the tone, it's the tone of a man reading poetry. And it's like she said a while ago, hush, hush. It was like you were almost, I could see you almost cupping her face and holding her face gently in your hand as you said that. And having a man say that, that just sends goose pimples up my arm. Is just hearing a man read poetry is just wonderful. So we enjoyed everything we've heard tonight. Alice, what would you like to say, darling?
I would like to say that starting tomorrow in Augusta, Georgia, and all weekend long till Sunday, it's the Arts in the Heart of Augusta. So there'll be food from all over the world, paintings, artwork, any type of creative art that can be exhibited, it will be there. And I will have a booth in the Miller Theater. Yes, in the Miller Theater. So I will be selling my books and making just a book signing. It's going to be really nice. They're having all the literary individuals will be in the book in that particular area. So jewelry, music, paintings, all types of art crafts are going to be available.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Barbara,
Sounds
you're
great.
muted. I know it's short notice, but hey, if you all had the opportunity to come down, make a drive down, it'll be really nice.
Right, and let's keep each other posted on events that are going on. But we will have our quarterly meeting coming up. Just join us. Go to our website. Alice and I are going to be updating it as much as we can. And we will accept all ideas and suggestions from you, because this is a place where we want you to be happy to be and help us to make it as wonderful as it can be. Again, this is Barbara Berry signing up as president of the Georgia Poetry Society. Everybody have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
Thank
right.
you. Glad I
Have a
found
good
you
one.
guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Fabulous.
All right. Have a good one, everyone.
You too.
Good night.
Good night.